Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house. And today I've got the Shirogorov F95NL here with me for a review, and we're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this guy. But first of all, let's just see how big this guy is. It's 8.75 inches when open. It's, I would say, around a little bit like 4.75, like 5-ish inches handle, and 3.75 inch long blade. Cutting edge like that. So let's check it out up against a couple of other options. For example, what do we have here? A couple of big boys. This is the Zero Tolerance 0055 Gustavo Cecchini design. Really cool SLT deployment mechanism. So big boy right over there. Just a tad smaller. Here we have the Pocketknives Arius in a style 55. Something a little bit smaller, we have the FIF20 designed by Philippe Georget. This is Custom Knife Factory collaboration. What do we have? Classic right over here. Chris Reeve Knives, Benza 21. This is the large. And let me see another big boy right over here. Oh yeah, this is the Reiki Knives Toulet. It's Insta favorite, the first G10 Integral. And let's do it up against some classic over here. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and this is your Spyderco Para 3. So as you can see, for example, this is also another big boy, Ontario Red number 1, and actually the Shiro is a little bit bigger than that, and just because we have it here, yeah, Ontario Rat number 2. What else do you guys want to see? I'll show you this. This is the North Arm Knives Skaha 2, and just because we have it going on, Mini Goblin Koenig Knives right over there, so you can see that the Shiro F95 R&L. It's not a small boy. It's a pretty large one. I mean, I think it's my favorite size. It's because I have large hands, so this is beautifully fits in my hand. Look at this. It's just pretty good. So I was saying this is not a cheap one. This is going to be around $1,100 US. It's made in Russia by Shirogorov. It's a titanium frame lock with some carbon fiber. This is Blackwood carbon fiber inlays. Really cool look. It's absolutely smooth. There's no texture, but the look, guys. Oh my God, it's so good. This is a very nice knife, guys. Look at the design. It's very nice. It's a classic Shirogorov look. For example, this is the F95R Slim. So the same thing, but just slimmer. There's no inlays, of course. This is lighter, but it's a Shiro. I mean, I don't think you can mistaken this design with any other else. It's a beautiful knife. I mean, it's very expensive, but it's absolutely nicely done. The level of chamfering going on is stellar. I mean, all the edges have been rounded off, nicely contoured to have a very cool feel in the hand. It's dialed in, guys. Inner chamfering going on. You have inner skeletonization going on inside the scales to remove the weight. Look at that, like extensively done, and they even left like a line in between, like a snake kind of thing, to maintain rigidity, which is a great thing. Also, the flipper tab is one of my favorite because you can do easily a push button or a light switch. There's not going to be any finger fatigue or finger sore. You have the right amount of jimping going on over here. It's dialed in beautifully. The F95R, in this case, it's sporting like one standoff. no backspacer, and there's of course lanyard hole drilled out from the presentation scale only. You have of course externally screwed in lock face insert, stainless steel, to avoid any kind of lock stick. This guy has a built-in lock bar stabilizer, so you're not going to be able to overextend the lock bar whatsoever. It's really easy to take down, to disassemble, because you have basically two screws right over here. These are proprietary kind of screws. I mean, you can pull it off with a coin, but for example, like this is a user, it's not a mint, but you can see that if you use a coin or like a flathead screwdriver, you might risk to mar a little bit this screw over here or over here. You see, this is not perfect. So if it slips a little bit, you can just create this problem over here. I mean, not a huge deal, but if you're OCD, sorry, you are gonna be in trouble because you're not gonna be happy about that. But if you're careful, it's going to be pretty straightforward to take down. But hey, this is running on multi-row bearings which are loose. So then you're going to start to get a little bit crazy because you have to you have to be really careful and pay some attention when you are into that kind of process. The screws are nicely flush, so just protruding a minimal amount, but absolutely gorgeous looking in the profile, which is going to remain thin. The pocket clip, it's a 3D milled tip-up carry only with the right amount of... It's pretty springy, actually. And you have this indentation going on over here to facilitate you to slide the edge of the pocket in right over there. So, of course, it's not reversible. You cannot switch on this side, so this knife is not going to be ambidextrous in any way. The blade, it's very nice. So in this case we have drop point 3.75 inch long blade, M390 steel. The flats have been polished out right over here, so they don't come like this, they just come like this. All right, so that's factory. This has some little customization going on, but the concept is the same. I mean, the blade is a Shirogorov, beautifully designed shape. One of the best design shape, like best designed blades, I think, in my opinion, with some nice jimping going on. I like this area here, which is like milled out right next to the jimping. Really cool. You have polished flats, there's no crowning on the spine, and then tapers gently down to the tip, and you have like 35%, maybe 40% belly, and then a straight edge up to this pretty characteristic plunge grind, and you have your sharpening choil going on right over here. The stock thickness is 4 millimeters in this case, so it's absolutely fine. It has a robust tip. It's not the best slicer, but it's a pretty good slicer, man. So the grind is like a almost full flat. You have a little bit of area here, so it's like flat, let's say, but almost full flat. Plunge grind, really nice, chamfered, flipper tab going on. Very nice. Also, what I appreciate is the sterile look of the blade. There's nothing going on this side, just M390 written, etched on the back. But beside that is pretty cool looking. You just have the Bear logo right over here and nothing else going on. The sound this guy makes is the characteristic Shirogorov sound. When you open, it's a Shiro. When you close it, it's a Shiro. I mean, for example, this is the F95 Slim. This has a slightly different sound, but similar. Hear this. Okay? And this is the opening sound of the regular. It's very similar, but hear the closing sound. Okay? Hear the closing sound of this one. This is deeper. This is a little bit higher pitch because the scales are thinner. So this guy is sporting thicker scales compared to the slim version, of course. Therefore, it has a little bit deeper sound, but both this clack and this clink are really cool. I don't know why, but I like it. Very, very nice. The weight of this guy is going to be 4.6 ounces, so it's very, very contained to be like a almost 9-inch long blade. And the grip is fantastic. I've said it many times. I like how this is rounded off really, really nicely. It feels in the hand like it feels very good. At least in my hand, it feels great. I don't feel anything. I really appreciate how they chamfered and rounded off this area here, because this is where you apply a lot of pressure with your index. So it's very good that there's no sharp edges going on over here. The jimping is the classic Shirogorov jimping. It's functional. It's not as aggressive as other blades, but it's absolutely functional right there. Also, what I like is the reverse grip. It's phenomenal, guys. This is perfect. This amount of handle sticking out, it's perfect. You see, it's gonna be absolutely really, really good. And the construction, even if there's only one standoff, guys, this feels solid. Like you cannot flex this. It's solid. The slabs are the right thickness. I mean, I still prefer honestly the slim, because of the profile and other reasons that you're gonna see in the comparison. But guys, this is very, very nice. It feels absolutely sturdy and robust and solid in the hand. You have these inlays which are contributing to thicken a little bit the profile, so it might feel pretty good in the hand, but I still prefer the slim. I don't know why, it's just me. Also the construction is very solid. I don't see any gaps, there's no blade play. It's very robust. Also, the deployment speed, I said, it's very pleasant, because it's either a push button or a light switch. You're not gonna be disappointed by the smoothness of this action. It's really, really good. This, of course, is running on multi-row bearings right over here, which means you have ball bearings like inside, let's say, a cage. They're loose, and there's like 42 little balls running around the pivot to give you this smooth action right over here, guys. Look at this. It's very good. It's super fidgety. The detent strength is on the medium light side in this case, so it's gonna fire open like very, very easily. There's if you push, like if you jam your finger like here, you're gonna be able to touch the tip of the blade, but it can't cut you. I mean, you can feel it a little bit. You see, I can feel it, but it's not dangerous in any ways. Even here, you can actually probably feel it a little bit more on the heel of the blade right over here, but you really have to jam your finger, and then, you know, to cut yourself, you have to be a little bit not careful, but you know, it's there. And also, like another thing that I really like is how they milled out this area, like chamfered and rounded off this area, so that your thumb just slides in and stops right there. You see, there's like this movement. It slides down and stops right there because of the shape of this of the lock bar. It's really, really nicely designed, so I like this. So you can easily release and disengage the lock bar. Nicely done. Very smooth closing. As soon as you disengage the lock bar, free fall like that, and of course guillotine effect, gliding close like a boss. Like, it's difficult to do, but you can on the camera, but you can actually do this. You see, it's a very, you have to be careful because you risk to cut yourself, but and I don't want to cut the camera, but it has an addictive action. It's the Shirogorov famous smooth action that everybody is talking about. So overall, I mean, this is a gorgeous looking knife, great sound, absolutely fantastic ergos, and I truly like this one. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.